10 examples of Hemiola in Stephen Sondheim's A Little Night Music. Sondheim always said the devil is in the details, and I think he lived by that mantra when writing this score. So the first example is from Now, and it's just the opening accompaniment passage. And you'll notice we're in 6/8, which normally has two strong beats made up of 3/8 notes each. But he's built this such that we have groupings of 2/8 notes. So it's almost like 3/4 happening at the same time as 6/8, hence 2 against 3, hence Hemiola. Whereas in example 2, in the same song, we've got this inner voice line, I suppose it's the top line, counter melody. And that goes back to the days of Bach, where we're in 3/4, as much of the music in A Little Night Music is. And we're emphasizing every two quarter notes. So we've got 1. Yeah. So example 3, this is sort of the opposite of example 1, where that was in 6/8, but we were emphasizing every 2. Now we're in 3/4, and we're emphasizing every 3. So it's basically just the opposite. So, but still 2 against 3. Also in The Glamorous Life, we've got this passage where you can see the left hand is going every 3, and the right hand every 2. Pretty cool. Then also in The Glamorous Life, we are in essentially 9/8, but it's 3/4. So you would think we'd be doing like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. But that clarinet line, that inner voice movement, is moving every 2 quarters. But you put it together and you get it's a little bit faster. But you get the idea. Example 6, this one can sneak by you if you don't look closely because we have the dotted quarter and eighth notes in the melody, but Love's voice and walk are happening every two quarter notes, and those are the strong words that you're trying to accent in this lyric. Love's my voice, my walk, my mustache, right? And those are every 2, even though, again, we're in 3/4 because this is A Little Night Music. In example 7, in Praise of Women, here we have another example of vertical hemiola where we're in 3/4, and that's what the right hand is doing. And then you have the 2 in the left hand. So it sounds together like 2 against 3, hemiola. Okay, A Weekend in the Country. This one is maybe a stretch, but it's in 6/8. But we have groupings of 2/8 notes, almost like 3/4 again, in the melody. So if we are I was playing that very choppily so you could hear the stress every 2/8 notes. Then we have Night Waltz. Again, this one can sneak by you if you're not watching closely because we have that same dotted quarter eighth note figure with the quarter note tied. And we're still emphasizing every 2 beats in the melody, even though we're in a waltz. So we've got... And then the melody is more even quarter notes, but the cello line in the left hand at measure 19 takes the hemiola. Interesting. And then for the last example before the bonus, we've got The Miller's Son. So we're in 3/8 here, but you can see in the bottom layer of the right hand, we've got that quarter note with the tenuto and the staccato eighth note. So that's going to be emphasizing every 2/8 notes in the 3/8. So it sounds like this. Okay, and then the bonus, this isn't a hemiola, but let me know what you think this reminds you of. If I play like this. Or maybe here.